Chapter 22 of Puss in Boots, Jr. and Tom Thumb. Disappointment. "Look here, Mr. Drake," cried Puss, Jr., walking up to the brook. "The little man with his gun is coming back to take a shot at you. You had better swim away." "Thank you," replied the drake. "I'll keep my eyes open, never fear." Just then the little man returned in a great hurry, for his wife had already made a fire, and he wanted to shoot the drake and get home again as soon as possible. He climbed over the fence and hurried toward the brook. Little Tom Thumb, who had crept out of Puss Jr.'s pocket, sat down on a toadstool near by to watch the fun, and pretty soon the little man came up, all out of breath, for his gun was very large, and his bullets were very large too, and heavy, for they were made of lead. The drake was a-swimming with his curly tail. The little man made it his mark, mark, mark. He let off his gun, but he fired too soon, and the drake flew away with a quack, quack, quack. "Too bad!" cried the little man, and he looked very disappointed. "It would have been fine to have taken the drake home to my little old woman. Do you like roast duck?" he asked, turning to Puss and Tom. "We do indeed," they both answered at once, and in the very same words, strange as it may seem. "Then come with me," said the little man, and he led them across the road and down the lane to his house. And just as they entered the front gate, the odor of roast duck came through the kitchen window, and all three smacked their lips and said, "Doesn't it smell good?" Which was stranger still, for one can imagine two people saying the same thing at the same time, but for three, well, it is queer, very queer. "Joan," said the little man, for this was his wife's name, you know, "I have brought these fine gentlemen home to lunch. Will there be duck enough to go round? I missed the drake, I'm sorry to say, so we shall have to be content with the duck." "Well," she replied, "the little fellow," and she looked at Tom Thumb, "will not eat much, I'm sure. As for the booted cat, he seems to have the manners of a gentleman, and therefore will not ask for more than his share. We shall have enough and to spare, my good man." And then the old lady shook hands with Puss and Tom Thumb, and pretty soon after that they all sat down to eat, and when the meal was over, Puss promised to tell them a story. End of chapter 22. Recording by Diane Castillo.